Hi, Leo. Welcome to your July Tarot Horoscope. So, we're just going to be pulling a single card for the month of July, and we will see what's coming up for you. So, the first 2/3 of July is Cancer season, and then we're coming up on your birthdays. We're getting Leo season at the end of the month. So, happy birthday to those of you we'll be celebrating this month. And your card for the month is the Knight of Cups reversed. So, excuse me, this is the way he looks the right way up. So we have actually a Napoleonic figure here, a little Napoleon on his big charger horse, and he's got this giant cup ahead of him. And all around we have this figure, this profile of like a young woman's face, and it came out upside down like that. Okay, so sorry, it's a little bit of a cough. I'm getting over the COVID, so bear with me if I'm a little wheezy. So the Knight of Cups. Here we go. Knight of Cups. Living faith. Great feelings and passions, your dreams and your personal goals are always a matter of faith. Past experiences can neither prove nor disprove future possibilities, but any reasonable and rational belief system will make use of all information gathered and take into account the feelings of all in a positive as well as a negative sense. Beliefs are like an ever-present cloak that we wrap ourselves up in and take with us wherever we go. Inappropriate beliefs hinder and stultify, making every step hard and sluggish. Appropriate beliefs, in contrast, are supportive, inspirational, and uplifting, helping us overcome any difficulties. Dali uses the painting by Jacques-Louis David of Napoleon charging to exemplify human willpower and passion. A female head with a very pronounced chin observes the horseman. This indicates that the Knight of Cups is enveloped, fulfilled, or imprisoned by the lady, or more generally, person of his heart. The whole spectrum of passion, ranging from courtly love to frenzied infatuation, from loving devotion to woeful obsession, is contained within this card. The difference in scale of the small horseman in relation to the big female head hints at Oedipal bonding, a mother complex, or it might indicate the direction of evolution, from small to big, from internal drive to the external aim to grow and develop. What personal meaning does this card have for you? Faith can move mountains. Big emotions move us the most and enable us to move the most. We are equipped with heart and mind so that we can experience and live out our deeply felt passions. What are your mental, emotional, and spiritual goals? Practical advice. Avoid naivete as well as superstition. Question and examine. Identify what moves and supports you in the long term. Do your sums and update your bookkeeping. Find a trustworthy conversation partner. Okay. So, big feelings here. And this is, so Cups is the water realm, so realm of emotions. And one of the big emotions that this card is dealing with is passion. So passion is this interesting intersection because it kind of feels like the intersection of the water and fire element, because it feels like it's emotion. There's this intense, well, can be infatuation, can be obsession, can be devotion. So there's an intense dedication emotionally to something, but passion also feels like it doesn't feel passive, like it's a forward driving emotion, like there's an object of fixation, there's a power to it. So it also kind of feels like a willpower, like a force that feels like a fire element. So passion for this is an interesting one. So it's a watery cup, and you're a Leo, so a fire sign. So it feels like it's a really great intersection because it's emotions that move you. It's not a passive emotion. It's not like there's emotions that can pull you into inertia, like sadness, depression, even like bliss, like things that just make you want to receive and revel in it in like a receptive, passive way. And there's emotions that drive us to do something: anger, passion, like fear. Those are well, fear can go either way. Fear can be like motivating, and it can also be kind of paralyzing. So these are emotions that move you. And what is it that is the object of your passion? What is the source, both the thing that is causing and then is receiving your passion and your focus? This card is kind of saying, is counseling you to examine that passion in your life and see how healthy the balance is. So there's this, this idea that passion can very easily tip the scale into being all consuming. And with Napoleon as a figure, like, had a pretty all consuming willpower that accomplished a lot, but was like also then collapsed with making choices that were maybe focused on the passion without really taking into account certain kinds of like rational things, like don't invade Russia in the winter. So there's that focus for you as well. Like, do you have this balance, this passion, which is so much energy and life force and vitality, which is such a beautiful thing to be tapped into, but rein in the horses. Make sure that we're having a healthy relationship to our passion so that we are not throwing everything else to the wayside. There was this, suggestion with this card that has this female head. Doesn't mean that the devotion or the passion is specifically to a female or a feminine. Like, it doesn't have to just be obsessed about a female. And it doesn't have to be a literal person either. It can be, especially we're in Cancer season right now at the beginning of July, and Cancer is the realm of the mother. So the fact that there's this idea maybe of an Oedipal complex, a mother complex, some sort of relationship of fixation or devotion to a concept of motherhood, or relationship to mother, or even like ancestry, thinking of our foremothers, and in a less literal context, or nurturing and growing something. The concept of motherhood doesn't have to be to an actual child or infant, but it's this nurturing, this providing nourishment and safety and unconditional love to something that needs to then grow into its own maturity. So there may be a passion to grow, a passion to nurture. Sorry, I'm still froggy. And we need to suss out if we're in a healthy balance with it. The Knights as a card is already kind of more like a forward motion or a message. Like it's usually like it's kind of a driving force. So this is like a card in motion. This is passion in motion. This is or obsession in motion, or whatever it is that we are kind of working with. But there's also this other concept of belief systems, beliefs as being like a cloak that we take with us, and our beliefs can be rational or irrational, and they are informed by our past experiences, and then also tied into that which we believe and are pursuing in a future way. So we're encouraged not just to rely too heavily on the past. That says past experiences can neither prove nor disprove future possibilities. All we know about the past is that it happened. It does not necessarily mean that it's going to happen again. It does not mean that that it's a carbon copy, that because it was one way, it will always be that way. So some of our passions can be driven from a fear of the past, or a desire not to replicate the mistakes of the past, or a desire to pursue the past of something that was glorious and wonderful then, and you can't quite release it and move on to the next stage. So there's this sort of suggestion to look at the through line of our past experiences, our belief systems, and how those relate, and what beliefs we are bringing into our pursuit of our passion, and is that all in balance, and is it rational? Is it connected to what is true now? And is it connected to, the highest potential of our beliefs and what it is that we're trying to accomplish here? So that's kind of what this card is bringing up this season. And we've already talked about Cancer season, how this is a great time to really examine the relationship to the feminine. And again, feminine isn't gendered. It's not about male or female bodied. It's these concept of the nurturer, which can be a masculine figure as well, and the lineage and the ancestry and our roots. And thinking of our roots of a situation can also be the past. So Cancer season is a great time to also be thinking about the past, and how that relates to our belief systems and the passions we have now. And then we get Leo season towards the end of the month, so you get your birthdays, and this is where we're probably going to get an injection of the fiery side of passion. So the driving force, the wanting to create something or be in forward movement, and also, again, to be visible. Leo is a sign of really expression, and expression that requires an audience to be seen and received. It's a gift of art. It's a gift of expression. So it tends to, if there's a passion involved, it may then be a bit more public. So you're going to want to be sure that you've done this work at the beginning of July to really be reoriented and really establish that what it is that you are devoting yourself to is a healthy devotion and not an obsession, and not just a passing lusty infatuation either, that it's actually rooted in something, that it has connection to your beliefs and your desires of where you want to go forward, and it's not just going to like burn out in a blaze of glory, and it's not actually something that's going to sustain that degree of devotion and energy that you want to put into it. Because then when we get to Leo season, it's kind of going to be more visible. That's when we're going to want to be trying to pull in maybe support from the community as well. Leo is a great time to be broadcasting requests for help for your vision. If you have a passion and it's a lot of energy to be trying to do it all on your own or very lonely, it's a great time to call in support from your community in a way that allows them to be a part of the expression. And that Cancer season can also be a time of requesting help, a little bit more requesting personal help. So from the people you trust in a more safer kind of haven way. So asking for the serious emotional help that maybe makes you more vulnerable is going to be more at the beginning of the month. And then once you've kind of really got connected to your vision and you have that safe space, then the kind of broadcast help is more of a wider net in Leo season. So it's a little bit less vulnerable, but that means it can pull in a wider kind of resources from a variety of people that you might not invite to your inner space, but are still able to bring something to the picture. So I think I'll leave it with that. So you've got this for your month, is really sorting out your devotion and making sure things are in balance, and that you have a healthy belief system and connected and rooted in your values and your support from your close loved ones, and then also calling in from the community to help people that are inspired by your vision to come join you on your crusade. So that's that. If you want a bit more support for Cancer season for the element while you're really going to be sussing out the healthy devotion and the nourishment and that you're going to be bringing to your projects, check out the Cancer season forecast on my YouTube page. It's a pay what you can workshop, and it's just going to give you a lot more specific kind of information of the energies that's happening with there's a lot of different transits that are happening in a couple kind of key retrogrades, so that's going to be really helpful for you to tap into. So check that out. I appreciate all donations through that link. It helps me create more content for you, and that's me also pulling in from the community so that I can keep fulfilling my passion. So shameless plug there. So best of luck to you, Leo, and again, happy birthday. Take care. See you next month.